Okay, the trumpet is on the lift. Kevin's got the primary open already. I put up a second clock, so it's 9:25. We're gonna say we started on this one at 9:30. All right, we're doing our first time hack with our secondary clock. It's 10 after 10. That was not as clear to see. Okay, and we've got the primary completely empty now. Clutch and primary sprocket are over here. Kevin's going to do the magic with the impact tool to break these flatheads free. All you do is get it in there, you give it a tap, and there you go. Oh, just break it free.
Yep.
There you go. Those flathead screws were made to strip, and this is really the only way to break them free safely. There it goes. You see it move?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Okay, watch closely here. See it break free? That's beautiful. Once you've broken them free, you can take them out by hand. Other than that, if you try to take them out by hand, they'll just strip. All right, cool. So we're almost into the sprocket. All right, with the gentle sounds of a Harley Davidson firing up in the background, we've got the primary empty. We're getting ready to drop the rear chain. And Kevin just found out that this bike has 2 master links. This is, we got that one, which we've already taken the clip off of, and that one, which indicates that it was short and somebody wanted this extend it by 1 link. And it's not that bad, but it's just, you know, what can I say? So what we're going to do is we're going to take the chain off because we have to. Hello. And then we're going to lay it on the floor and do a stretch test and see what condition the chain is. We'll do that right now. Okay, we've got the chain off, and we're doing the old deflection test to see if it's worn. If you've seen us do this before, then you know the drill. 6 inches of deflection is basically a brand new chain. 8 inches is a used chain. 10 inches is a chain that's on the cusp of being worn out and should be changed. And we have over here 14 inches. 14 inches deflection from the straight line. And folks, that's a worn out chain. So we're going to order a new chain for this bike. Yeah. That there is a worn chain. All right, now I'm going to take the sprocket off the tranny main shaft. And to do so, I need to lock the sprocket, and I have a tool here that I built. It's an old fork leg with a length of chain bolted to it. I'm going to wrap it around the sprocket to keep it from turning when I loosen that center nut. If I had thought ahead, if I'd planned ahead, I could have simply used the chain on the bike to hold that sprocket tight, but I tend to never plan ahead and always forget and get about this level and say, oh my, gee, if I just left the chain on the bike, I wouldn't be having this problem. In the meantime, I'm going to wrap that chain around the sprocket, then I'll show you breaking the sprocket nut free. Okay, you can see the tool. It's down here, and it goes up and wraps around the sprocket. And at this point, I can loosen this nut. They're never really that tight. It's just a little difficult to get to. You don't have to crank down on them because it got a good locking nut there, and there's no nothing really causing it to come undone. So no need to torque it down tight. Anyway, I'm gonna put the camera back in the tripod and undo that nut. All right, let's see how successful this is. Big socket. Oh, yeah, heck, I don't even need to. Maybe I do. Okay. Let's try a breaker bar. And if not, then we'll go right to the impact tool. it. Yep. Okay. Nice and easy peasy. Now I had enough tools there that if this had been really tight, I could have taken it off. You can tell if other people have been in here because there's usually chisel marks on these things where they use a chisel to break them free and then tighten them down. So this might be original. The chain sure was worn, so it might well be original. Okay, so now I can pull this out and get that out of the way. Let's see if I can get this sprocket out. I'll get my sprocket tools. These are my sprocket puller tools. See if I'm showing them to you. Here they are. They've been retarring the streets around here, and street sweepers come around, and these are whiskers out of the street sweeper brushes. I get them because they're really hard steel, and if you heat them red hot, you can then bend the tips over and use them as pullers. Like so. That's the lock ring. You've actually got holes here you can put a puller into. If it won't come over this last nudge, I'll do just that. There it goes. Okay, it's off. All right, and here is the suspected oil leak right there. That's the tranny main shaft seal in there. I'll give you a close-up. There's the tranny main shaft seal right in there. And that's why we're here. We're going to change that seal. If I have one, we'll do it right now. If not, I've got one on order. We'll just wait for it to come in. So over here, and we now have the sprocket out. Let's count the teeth, just out of curiosity. We're going to make this one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. It's a 19-tooth sprocket. I'm going to order a 20-tooth sprocket. It's slightly worn. You can see it's fish hooked a little bit. So it's worn enough to warrant a new sprocket. And I'm going to order a 20-tooth sprocket because it'll make the bike a whole lot more comfortable to ride than the 19-tooth sprocket, which is great for acceleration off the line if you're drag racing your buddies. But if you just want to go for a nice day ride, a 20-tooth makes the bike a whole lot nicer. And since we're replacing that chain over there that's on the floor, right over there, new sprocket with a new chain is a really good idea. Front sprockets wear a lot more than the rear sprockets, so we're not going to worry about that at this point in time. So that's where we are. We're at a stopping point for chain and sprocket anyway. I'm going to pull this seal out of here and see if I have a seal to fit. All right, I'm going to pull this oil seal out of the bike. And I made a little tool. Of course, I made a little tool. It's a little, let's see how to get over there. It goes. It's a little bent piece of metal with a hook on it. And it slips behind the behind the seal and acts as a pry bar. Let's see how it works on video. What an opportunity for it to mess up. All right, let's see if we can do this. Well, that was easy. Easier than I thought. Matter of fact, with all the oil around here, it's pretty obvious this is where the leak was. I mean, there shouldn't be that much oil in there. So, anyway, we now have the oil seal out, and I'm going to see if I have one in my oil seal collection of the same, where are we? Hello there. It's hard to stay in the frame. Yeah, we'll go see if I have one of these, and sort of doesn't matter because I'm going to have to order a sprocket and a chain anyway, and I've already ordered this by part number, so we'll see just for the heck of it.